Greetings, YouTube. The first time that I got word that somebody had been brave enough, or maybe dumb enough, to take their 6-star awakened Diablo to rank 3, I thought, that's got to be fake news. There's no way that somebody did that outside of a beta server. Now, beta server, it's kind of what it's there for. Take some champions up that maybe you'd never use regularly, and it's like a make-believe server. It doesn't actually carry over to the game. No harm, no foul, and it gives you a chance to kind of play around with the champion. But to do it in the actual game, I mean, that takes a certain level of bravery, because you know that with 6 stars, how rare and how valuable right now are fully formed Tier 5 class catalysts. Maybe the most valuable resource in the game, next to 6-star awakening gems. And so because of that, you've got to think to yourself, I don't think that's a wise move. But it's also an example of somebody that maybe loves using a champion and doesn't care what anybody else thinks. And look how fast the Black Bolt went down. That special 2 did some damage. Diablo must have been sober enough to actually finish a fight before stumbling down with the alcohol. And so I commend this summoner for doing this. I do not endorse the decision for anyone else. If somebody's watching this and being like, hey, maybe I should take my 6-star Diablo to rank 2 or eventually rank 3, I'm going to say, don't do it. But at the same time, it's just a game at the end of the day. And if you really love fighting with the champion, and this guy clearly has got some Diablo skills, which is also a phrase I've never said before on my channel, besides the skills of losing the blood alcohol content fight with your body. And that unblockable, it looks cool. It does a good amount of damage. And he is still healing okay. I do think when you get to this point with this champion, you're healing less than 40 per tick when you factor in the suicides. And so Diablo deserves to have a better heal than that. But at the same time, here we go. Another unblockable special 2, 10,000 damage. Yeah, he's got some recoil damage, but you gain it back with the healing, as long as, of course, you don't make any huge mistakes on getting hit. 20,000 damage there. That might be a thumbnail nominee. So you're just seeing somebody that, yeah, this is what 6 stars should do and then some at rank 3. If you compare this to the damage of Ghost or Corvus or Domino or Sunspot, you know, you name it, even Nick Fury, particularly Awakened, you're not going to win the argument of, oh, well, God, shouldn't rank up Sunspot, you should rank up Diablo. But it's just still fascinating that this exists and it's not on the beta server. And Yondu can be an annoying fight. I don't know about you, but I always try to bait that special 1 from Yondu and then counter. That's my strategy. Definitely don't want him to get to the special 2. And so that's what he's doing. And doing some decent medium damage, 4,900. 4,600 on that. And then look at that intercept. Look at Diablo intercepting. I haven't seen Diablo intercept that much since he left the liquor store. And now we have ourselves another unblockable special 2 ready to go. The Ember Moon's ready. Look at this. 16,000, 16,000, 23,000. I mean, that's amazing damage for that special 2. 6-star Diablo is flexing his muscles. He looks OP on that special 2. And I will say I like champions where the strategy is actually pretty easy to follow. And just building up to that special 2, letting the regen do its work, staying patient, mostly parrying, which is what I do. 10,000, 8,000, 17,000 with 4,000 more. So, you know, that wasn't the best example of it, but he's in Assassin's range. Another 4,600 on medium. Nullified. And the Ember Boon is ready. And so he's going to finish off with a special 2. You better believe it. 3,000, 2,000, 4,000 damage. So, not saying, oh my god, Diablo's god tier, beyond god tier, let's jump to conclusions. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, it's fun to watch and pretty simple in terms of strategy. He does have the synergy team that is very unique, including throwing Red Skull in there. Not normally what you recommend, but he continues with some more gameplay. We're not going to have to watch the whole thing. I don't want this to be a 20-minute video, but it is worth noting that this is the first gameplay I've seen on YouTube of this. Also got to love how the lag starts off pretty poorly. We've all been there with this year's lag issues. But then he's starting to get the regen back. Doing a decent amount right now. And it's all about that special too, right? Iron Skin ready. Unblockable 18,000, 19,000, 24,000. I mean, that's really good damage. And yes, he's using his Suicide Masteries, but still, really solid damage. I think it'd be a lot of fun to use this champion. I was so skeptical before I started watching this fight, but I've got to be honest. I've come around a little bit. His damage is strong enough to where it almost makes you forget that he's fighting these huge PI'd defenders for 47,000 health, and he looks like, to me, he's like, if you were to just hide the overall rating of the attacker and the defender, you'd think, okay, this is a 19,000 fighting like a fellow 19,000, not somebody who's got double the rating. And yet, this is the world we live in with that rank 3 Awaken 6-star Diablo. Diablo wins. Heck yeah. Flawless, not so much victory. So Agent K84, I salute you, my friend. This is probably the best example I've ever seen, because before we've highlighted some 5-star rank 5 rank ups like Kamala Khan, for example, with our boy Sweeta, great friend, supporter of the channel, and he's also got a great channel himself. But at the same time, it's a 6-star resources here. When you talk about rank 3 resources for a 6-star, you're wiping out most of your most expensive and rarest resources. So you better make sure you don't rank 3 the wrong 6-star, because you'll be living with that decision for the rest of your account's history. So what do you think, YouTube, of rank 3 6-star Diablo? I gotta say, objectively, this special 2 is awesome. You're doing 50 to 60,000 damage per, and it's unblockable. And then you're just building up the parry and the special 2 outside of that. You're not having to, do a bunch of complicated mechanics in the meantime. And you get a reminder that some people actually golf better drunk, because when Diablo fights, it's his equivalent of playing golf. It's his thing. It's his hobby. 15,000, 12,000, 10,000, down to 7%. And yeah, that recoil damage can be annoying, but the regen definitely helps. It makes Diablo a lot more suicide friendly when it comes to staying alive for multiple paths of this, or multiple fights of the same path. And we finally get to a special 3. I don't know if that was intentional. My guess is it wasn't. But he didn't use it anyway, so no harm, no foul. I guess we'll look at one more fight just to continue down the mechanics. It's Heimdall. And so we get another example of a class advantage. Part of me is having to remind myself that this is actually someone's real account. I really do feel like I'm still describing that beta server, but nope. It is quite brave. But I have more respect for Diablo. I don't really know anybody that uses him in any star in my alliance. And I don't even have him for the arena. Look at some of that basic damage. 10,000 per tick. That's impressive. Now he's got the unblockable, which is risky because you're pushing Heimdall that at special too. But look at that damage now. Really ramping up. 13,000. Wow. Okay. Let's see how he takes that special 2 up. He's going to get the unblockable True Strike. You know that. Unblockable. True Strike. And he's still alive, technically. Thank God for that 6-star. Get some of that health back. If you don't have a 6-star yet, trust me, that mechanic in the game will save you, especially when you're doing something like the Abyss. all the unblockables, and almost down to assassin level health. This will be the last fight that we observe from the many that were submitted. I'm enjoying just the rare honor of talking about this and not having it be like, let's look at rank 3 Corvus. Well, there you have it, YouTube. Great place to stop, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Again, anybody can take up the same champions. That doesn't take any real thought or heroism, but taking your Awakened Diablo to rank 2, well, that's pretty ballsy in itself. But taking him to rank 3, that's a whole level of brass balls.